Hello,
True.
everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Renaissance with Swati. And today I have a very special guest with me, Garima Nahar, who's a financial advisor at her own firm 100 times. Garima has done her MBA, post which she worked for a prestigious bank for a few years. And later on, she established her own business where she maintains financial portfolios of so many successful people throughout the country. And Garima is literally my first friend when I was 2 months old and Garima was 4 months old. From that time, we have been friends, and Garima still has my back whenever I am in any problem. She has faced so many battles and come out of that successfully. So she's such a strong woman, she's such an inspiring woman, and I'm sure it will be a delightful session today. Hi, Garima. How are you? It's so good to see you.
Thank you so much, so much. And, really, really good words. I don't know what if I deserve to do this to you, but really, I'm doing really well. Thank you. First of all, many, many congratulations on starting this beautiful journey. I'm really, really proud of you, and I wish you nothing but the best. And thank
Thank
you
you
so
so
much
much.
for bringing me here and giving me this opportunity.
It is my pleasure. So,
Thank you.
Garima, I'll start with
Hmm.
a few questions, that are too personal for me. So recently, in one of my podcasts with our school teacher, Neeru Kapoor ma'am, I got a very beautiful perspective that, we should not be differentiating between a male child and a female child because, everyone is equal in today's world. And that resonated with me so well. But we see that in today's society, Indian society, there are still sections which says that having a male child only will complete your families, and somehow, I just wanted to know what is your take on that because you're also two daughters. And what is your take on that?
That's that's a very heartfelt question. Uh, it's very surprising how we are creators of life, and yet we are not treated with respect. We are the ones who manages our home. We are the one raising kids, and yet we are not treated the way we should be.
Right.
I believe our generation, specifically our
Mm-hmm.
generations, the kind of changes we saw, I think our generations above and coming generation would not see. The changes could be in terms of education, the changes could
Mm-hmm.
be in terms of technology, and the changes in terms of society as they wanted to accept it.
Hmm.
But the changes that should have happened in the thought process of people, that has not gotten done. I don't believe there is a difference between a male child and a female child. The difference in terms of the opportunities that you give your child. You create that mental block in your head. This is my male child. I would let him study wherever he wants to. This is my female child. All I have to protect her. I have to keep her home. I don't have to send her abroad. What would happen to her safety? Blah blah blah, and so many issues. I was very very lucky to have such parents who never thought, or differentiated. We were given an opportunity to get educated, to have whatever job that we wanted to, and to leave the job and start our own
Right.
entrepreneur journey
Right.
also.
Right.
It's funny, I'll tell you a story. When I was looking for my partner to get married, and on shadi.com, on these profiles, you put your employment as you're self-employed, and
Right.
so treat your profile as unstable because you're an entrepreneur. So a
Okay.
female entrepreneur is treated risky profile or unstable. On the contrary, if there is a male child and he
Right.
is a
Right.
businessman,
Right.
he
Right.
is superior as compared to a 9 to 5 job. So this
Right.
is on every level there is a difference, but this difference is what we have created in our mind. Now
Right.
we say that a male child completes a family because he would be there with his parents, and throughout their life journey in their
Right.
older days. But don't you think that male child also at some point of time they have to leave their home for education, for
Exactly.
job, whatever reasons? And
Exactly.
now I see more and more families turning nuclear because there is no level of connect in the
Of
family.
course. Of
So
course.
I think that there is this thing that a male child would create complete the family. A female child, I think, loves, it is in our
Right.
DNA that we would
Right.
always love the generation ahead and the
Right.
generation previous,
Right. Right.
I would call my parents twice a day, my mother, my father, but
Right.
I could see my husband, my own husband, who is living with his parents, ask his father or mother how are you doing, because
Of
that's not in
course.
their DNA.
Of course. Of
So
course.
the we are God created only two genders, male and female,
Right.
considering them to be equal. But
Right.
our society has put this mental block, and I think we really
Right.
need to come out of it. You know, if we've seen the movie Laputa Ladies, I think
Yeah.
what's
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
name?
Love that. Yeah.
Huh. So there's a very beautiful line in there. It says कि हम बच्चे पैदा भी कर सकते हैं, उनको पाल भी सकते हैं, कमा भी सकते हैं, बेसिकली
Right.
हम सब कुछ कर सकते हैं, लेकिन
Right.
हमको एम्पावर नहीं किया जाता, हमको ये एक्सेप्ट
Exactly.
नहीं करने दिया जाता, क्योंकि the day
Exactly.
we do, then we don't need men.
Right.
Having said that, I'm not saying we don't need men. I think men are equally important in our life, but I would say at least our generation and ahead, we should give our children as equal opportunity as possible. क्योंकि आप 2x लड़की को दोगे ना,
Of
वो
course.
5x करके निकलेगी.
Of course, of course. So, like, you have a younger sibling with you, your younger sister, who's equally independent and equally successful as you are. And she has also started her own business. So, growing up, were there any challenges? And, even today, how do you help your father and mother, being the girl childs?
Yeah, as I told you, I was very lucky to have a family where they loved us a lot, both of us. I was very very lucky to have a husband who supports me. He is the one who pushes me कि नहीं और करो. It is not your true
Right,
potential. My in-laws, they
right.
have been extremely supportful. But society is the one who create the pressure on the parents also. अरे
Mm-hmm,
आपका बेटा नहीं, don't
mm-hmm,
have a male child. What would happen, in your
mm-hmm.
old age? Who would take care of you?
Right, right,
Yeah, take care wala part, that would happen on its own. I think
right,
what we need to do is empower your parents financially.
right,
I think
right.
the most uh, trouble that families fear is everything is financially. Your health is not well, you need money.
Mm-hmm. Of
So
course,
I
of
think
course.
uh, later when you stop working, you need money. So
Right, right.
होता क्या है, most of the thing comes down to the fact that the society also think
Mm-hmm.
that now he would not have a bread earner at home because he doesn't have
Mm-hmm.
a male job,
Mm-hmm.
and society is the one creating that pressure. But if
Right.
you are financially empowered, so I guess that now also I see most of the families, most of the oldies living alone, and going on holidays, going on vacation.
Right,
So
right.
they are
And
financially empowered.
yeah, exactly. If you're
Yes.
financially empowered, then anyways, for emotional support, you always have your children. They will always give you emotional support. If you're financially independent, you can do whatever you want to do. Yeah.
So challenges, yes, there are challenges, but as we a lot of challenges are created in the society, and I think the neighbors and others are the ones who don't let you live. Otherwise, at the end of the day, inside you, you're quite happy.
Of
Matlab,
course,
I
of
see my
course.
family very happy. Two daughters, they do miss out on the fact that if there was a son, blah blah blah. But why the son? Set your son-in-law the son also.
Exactly, exactly.
Becomes
Right,
a daughter-in-law and she does everything, then
right,
thing a son-in-law can also do,
right,
right?
exactly.
And in my example, my husband Sandeep, he would make sure he calls my parents and asks if you need something or the other. So I think this only gesture is more
That's
than
so
enough.
nice. Yeah, that's very
Yeah.
nice. Yeah. And today, in fact, there are so many families, who are going nuclear in the sense they don't want to have children because they know that, whether it is a male, whether it is a female, they will go out and study and make their own careers. So I think it's high time that we start looking at both the genders as equal. So,
Absolutely.
Garima, my next question is that, I know that you and your sister, both of you support your father in his business as well. So did it actually make you financially independent from the starting?
Well, yeah, actually does. My father's story is very inspiring for me, for my sister as well. So he started working, he left. So my father basically belongs to a small district, Supol in Bihar, Nirmali. It's a very
Mm-hmm.
small village.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
he left his house at the age of 13 and went to Kolkata to
Mm-hmm.
earn money. So unfortunately, my grandfather was very young when his father passed away, and he had
Okay.
responsibility of three other brothers and their
Mm-hmm.
family.
Mm-hmm.
So, he never had enough. My father never
Mm-hmm.
had enough. So he left his village and went to Kolkata at the age of 13, where, you and me, we did not even
Right.
know what,
Life
we didn't know
is.
self worth. Yes.
Right.
And he left and he started working then. And then, he did everything. He created every asset possible on his
Mm-hmm.
own. He had no support from anybody. He educated us so well. We are lucky to be living in Delhi and having a house of our
Right.
own.
Right. Right.
Such a good thing to have a
Right.
property in Delhi.
Right. Of
Now,
course.
to
Of
we
course.
even buy one, I don't think we can. So
It's so
it was very
true.
inspiring for it was very inspiring to see his journey and to see his struggles, and that kind of put that uh, moral system in us, that how much money is important and how to spend it and how
Right.
to save it.
Mm-hmm.
So that is how we learned, and that is how we started, and that is what motivated me to empower others also.
Right.
So that was it was, how you say,
Right.
connect
Right.
the dots. So
Yeah. Connecting
now
all the
that,
dots together.
now
Yeah.
that I'm seeing that, I'm helping others also to do so.
No, that is really wonderful. And from this point of view, I think both of you and I know that both of us, we were living in the same small house. Both of our parents,
Yes.
they stepped out at a very young age. Even my father, even your father. And we were living in a very small rented house. And then we saw the struggles our
One,
parents did, and
yeah,
then they
yeah.
created their own homes in Delhi, and helped us educate. And they gave us so good education, both of us. And we are so lucky to have parents like that, who struggled, who created their own assets, and who gave their everything to us. And we are blessed to have parents like that. So, Garima, even in today's world, you said that you are managing the financial portfolios of so many people, and you want to inspire people to do that. Girls should come up and do these things. But there are so many women, even in the 21st century, like me, who rely on my husband, to manage my finances, to make investments, to make savings, and I'm really not into it. So, is there any advice for people like me, who should get up and start managing their finances on their own, be financially independent, be financially mature?
Swati, I'll start with a story for this. So I had a client, and it was just 6 months back story. So so she was a daughter like us, and so it happens there were only two daughters like us,
Mm,
like me. So his father had a brain hemorrhage, and his father was in coma.
okay.
So very well off family, no issues of money.
Mm-hmm.
So his father's money, and his father was a client of mine, very
Mm-hmm.
passionate investor. So no,
Mm-hmm.
he had investments, huge amount of money, lying in
Mm-hmm.
a lot of places, which I
Mm-hmm.
knew of, his father knew of.
Mm-hmm.
But his daughter knew nothing,
Okay.
and his daughter did not know how to take that money out, because his unfortunately the daily expenses went
Mm-hmm.
really high, and they were in need of
Mm-hmm.
money. So they called me and said, look, Garima, this is what has happened and we don't know how to take out money. Now
Mm-hmm.
imagine such educated lot of people,
Mm-hmm.
and they have money but they do not know how to take out that money. So
Mm-hmm.
the moral of the story is that it's okay to give control of
Right.
your investments to somebody, but
Mm-hmm.
at least have that knowledge that you
Mm-hmm.
know where is it, how to take
Mm-hmm.
it out. So
Mm-hmm.
it
Of
is
course.
very simple. It is very simple. You just have to take that first step. Just start, and start as early as possible. Just give 5 minutes or 10 minutes of your time. Hire an investment advisor. The world is going gaga about There are online websites, there are online sites where you can create your portfolio, you can start
Mm-hmm.
investing, but having a financial advisor helps you in those times when there is
True.
nobody. You
True.
know, so I'll tell you. So I started my work journey in 2012, and so I was, as you said, I was a major in finance, and I was not a
Mm-hmm.
salesperson at all.
Right.
So ICICI was the job I took because I was very desperate to come back to
Mm-hmm.
home. I wanted to come back to Delhi and not stay in Bangalore. So I took the job because it was in Delhi. So, and I was like, okay, let's give it a try. If nothing, we'll switch a
Right.
job
Right.
because it was more of a
Mm-hmm.
finance plus sales job, and I had
Right.
no idea.
Right. Right.
So the first, what is financial planning? I was keen. I was enthusiastic about it. But what is financial planning? How to do it?
Mm-hmm.
I had
Mm-hmm.
no clue.
Okay.
First year and a half just passed learning about it. So the first investment that I made was around 18 months after I started a job, and that too was for 2,000 rupees.
Okay.
And
Okay.
4 years, 5 years down the line, when I needed money, and I did not know I had this investment
Mm-hmm.
going on,
Mm-hmm.
and 2.5 lakh of money just got accumulated because I did not know it was
Mm.
there.
Right.
So
Right.
ignorance, number one, two, discipline. So that
Right.
really helped me. So
Right.
point is start early, just have a financial advisor
Right.
and know your life goals and know how much money you're going to need.
Mm-hmm.
Because see, the kind of inflation that we are going through, the
Course.
education that we want to give our kids, it's
Mm-hmm.
becoming
Of
very,
course.
very
Of
expensive.
course.
So if
True.
we are just thinking that, I have money in my bank, it is not
Mm-hmm.
working for us.
Mm-hmm.
You know, uh, I have seen people starting with their salaries, now getting comfortable. Oh, I have a salary coming in, including
Mm-hmm.
me. In the third month of my job, I
Right.
went ahead and bought a car. I
Okay.
started EMIs, but I never
Okay.
started investing for
Right.
18 months. So
Right.
once you have comfortable in your zone that now my salary is coming in, we first go towards buying
Right.
liabilities rather than
Right.
investing in
Right.
assets.
Right. Right. Right.
So my advice is that start whatever amount of investment you can make. You wouldn't believe a 5,000 rupees SIP in 20 years at 12%, which is a reasonable amount of investment.
Right. Right.
That's 50 lakhs in
Right.
20 years.
So true.
And
So true.
if only you add 10% every month, 10% to
Mm-hmm.
increment मिल जाता
Right.
है अपनी नौकरी में, it becomes a crore. तो
Right.
ये
Right.
आपको मतलब बहुत सिंपल है. 10,000 split into one FD 2,000
Right.
की, one
Right.
gold fund 2,000, क्योंकि gold तो we need because we are an
Right.
Indian family to get our
Right.
kids
Right.
married, and we need gold.
We
And
need gold.
6,000, yes, and
Yeah.
rest 60% put into mutual fund, put into SIPs, and you're
Mm-hmm.
sorted. You don't need anything else.
That is a very beautiful advice because even I see, my husband is always on to me that Swati, please start managing your finances on your own. And he will be really happy if I start it. And still, I see a lot of women who do not have their own bank accounts also. They have joint accounts with their
Mm.
partners and they don't know how to manage those accounts because their partners are already managing the joint accounts. So if they need to spend anything, they always have to rely on someone, because they are not that financially independent. And we've already seen that, when the currency change happened for 2000 rupee note, at that time we saw our mothers, they had, all those small pockets of money hidden here and there because they were not financially independent. They were dependent on their husbands. So they take those pockets of money and hidden it somewhere inside their almiras. And even today when I go to my home, my mom always gives that small amount of money to me that I can use it on myself. So that is how at that time women managed their financial independence. And we who are already earning, we should definitely be knowing that how should we manage our salaries, how should we make our investments, and when we have enough investments, and only then we spend on luxuries and like other assets.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. very well portrayed. So certain thumb rules. If you're alone, so have one month of your salary in your bank account at any point of time. If you have one family member, make it 2 months. If you have four family members, make it four. If you have a
Mm-hmm.
loan running, make it five, six. So that is the emergency
Mm-hmm.
fund that you should have in an account.
Okay.
Your
Right.
salary first thing in the month, your salary is getting credited on the
Mm-hmm.
30th of the month. On the first
Mm-hmm.
15% of your salary should move out of your account in terms of investment. Because if
Mm-hmm.
we let that lie, our circle would turn the other way around. First expenses and then some
Mm-hmm.
savings. But it has to
Right.
move on the other side.
Right.
First
Right. Right.
investments and then spending.
Mm-hmm.
So
Of
these are
course.
couple of things that if we incorporate this and
Mm-hmm.
female, you know, if you give only 10-15 minutes of your time in a week towards your financial stability, it would really turn you around. Life is very unpredictable, Swati,
Of
very
course. Of
unpredictable.
course. Of
Today
course.
something is doing really well. You don't know if it would happen tomorrow or not.
Of
So
course.
keeping yourself financially equipped, knowing things and having control of it is very
Right.
important.
Right. Right.
I would
I think,
urge not.
even as a partner, also, you can manage your things together and at least know about it. You should not be ignorant. Right.
Yes, you shouldn't be ignorant. Tomorrow, for example, your partner is flying out, and you are in need of something, and
Mm-hmm.
he's not going to be there in the next 10 days. Then what would you
Mm-hmm.
do?
Of
Uh,
course.
uh, yes, so knowing about it really helps.
Right. No, that is really wonderful advice. And I hope, every woman out there start focusing on this advice, start managing, at least start learning about how to manage finances, have their own bank accounts. Even if you're earning, even if you're not earning, you should have your own bank accounts. You should know how to make those savings. And, in turn, we'll be giving this as a legacy to our kids as well. That, we know
Yes,
this. Yeah.
compounding is the eighth wonder. Matlab, it is crazy how money grows after 10-12 years.
Right.
First three
Right.
what actually happens is in the 3-4 years, that is the average time an investor
Mm-hmm.
stays in the market, and he doesn't see much returns because
Mm-hmm.
typically a cycle is for 3-4 years. So he loses hope and he exits
Of
himself out of the
course. Of
market.
course.
But
Right.
if you cross that barrier, then
Mm-hmm.
that wealth is created. So
Right,
that is why I'm saying that
right,
having that patience
right.
and having that kind of knowledge and a support system
Mm,
so really helps. And if a woman is financially sound,
right,
trust
right.
me, she sorts her family out. So I
That's
have
so true.
I have examples of females, women investors. So I would not, I cannot say name of my investor, but he's a CEO of one of
Mm-hmm.
the top
Okay.
companies in
Mm-hmm.
India, and
Okay.
he knows, and he does nothing about his investments, nothing, absolutely nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And his wife, amazing woman, amazing
Nice.
woman. And just a few days back, we crossed a huge milestone for them because she was so much dedicated into investment. On the 31st of the month, the money coming in, she would give me a call.
Okay.
Garima, the money come in, take it out,
Nice.
take it out.
Nice. That is really
Now
wonderful. Yeah.
they started with 5M, and now when they're seeing the results, they
Mm-hmm.
are just into it, into it.
Right. No, this
They
is
are
really
creating
beautiful.
such wealth.
Right. Because we've all seen struggles in our life. We've all seen our parents struggling. So, we should be having that financial independence. And, Garima, listening to it from a woman, because there's so less women who speak about it, and you speaking about it in such depth and giving advices on how we should be building our own, financials, and how should we be investing, how should our salaries be maintained, hearing it from a woman. That is why, when I started, I said you're one of the most inspiring women, because women in this area, I don't know, what do you think? What is the diversity in your field with men to women ratio?
Uh, so the issue is, it goes back to the point that, if there are 100 investors, there are about 20-25 women and 70-75 male. The
Mm-hmm.
issue mostly is because most of the men are earning, and after certain point in time, women they have to take a break in their life,
Right,
for
right,
the
of
family,
course.
and I appreciate that them doing that also. And then later they join and they come back. So for women, the focus has always been towards their family and
Right,
doing the work well. For example,
right,
I also, being a financial advisor myself, I am the last one to look at my portfolio. So I
of
always
course.
invest in, forget about it. So we do not keep it on priority. So what we need to do is that we have to acknowledge the fact that money is important. You are earning,
Right,
you're doing very well
right,
in your job. That is one thing, but you have to make it smarter. You have to make
right,
it work harder, and
right, right,
somehow that system is not imbibed in us.
right,
And I
right,
men having that instinct
right,
stronger. So
right, right.
it's that if we were to think like that I am working hard to make money, why not
Hmm.
let my money also work hard?
Hmm.
So if we have that kind of thought
Right,
process,
right,
we I think there is nothing that we cannot do.
of
And
course.
I also like to share another example. As we have seen that our fathers and
Mm-hmm.
mothers saying they were investing, you would find that money lying in their
Right.
uh, so I have seen my father having 20 to 25 life insurance policies.
Okay.
So what we us females also, there's another problem that we female face, because we are not so well read about investments.
Mm-hmm.
So whoever suggests us that invest into a life insurance
Right,
policy or
right,
blah blah blah,
right,
without, and we have that click that my father also invested in life
right.
insurance,
So I
if we
should
also
also.
invest, it would be
Right,
a good thing.
right,
But
right.
about a couple of years back, when I got to know that how my father has so much
Mm-hmm.
LIC policy on,
Mm-hmm.
and I created an Excel out of it, and I
Mm-hmm.
saw, Papa, you have put in so much money into these assets,
Mm-hmm.
and imagine if you put in that money into equity, where that money would
Right,
have been, and where this
right,
money had been.
right,
The thing is that we can do much better, and
right,
we have to consider asset allocation, and
right,
we have to invest thoroughly. The
mm,
moral of the story
right,
is
right.
invest smarter. So
And that
as
is
much as you
why,
work hard,
yeah,
you have to make your money
right.
work harder.
Yeah. And that's what I was saying, that is why we need financial advisors like you. Who can guide people. So, I think you should inspire more women to join your profession, to start things like you have done, become financial advisors so that they can maintain their own finances plus help others also, other women also, and inspire other women also to do that.
I would, I
And
would, I would really love that. In my profession also, you would barely see women, and
right,
it is also
right,
dominated.
right,
Fortunately, have those meetups once in a while, and you would see about 90% of men and only 5 to 7% of females
right,
being the
right,
participants.
right.
But trust me, I think females are much more better at
Mm-hmm.
under relations and
Mm-hmm.
understanding the need, and also having that empathy.
Of
A lot
course.
many times I have seen, being an ex-banker myself, we used to have those
Mm-hmm.
targets. Okay, you have
Mm-hmm.
this much this much this much this. But when you know the story of the person in and out, you know that what are his life's liabilities, what are his
Right,
assets, what are
right,
his
right,
goals.
right,
So, so women, they empathize with them. They
right,
cannot sell
right,
them, and they
right,
connect with them at a level that they
right.
think, "Okay, if this would have happened with me, if I was in that situation, what would I have done?" So I think
Yes,
women become
right,
beautiful financial advisors, and there should be more and more women being in this role.
right. That's really wonderful. And, everybody listening today, I would really say that, Garima, I know personally how well she manages all the financial portfolios. And if any of you have any doubts, please reach out to Garima.
I would love to help you guys
Right.
in any way.
Thank you so much, Garima, for the beautiful insights, both on the gender equality and both on the financial independence for both the genders. And, we should, both men and both women should be financially independent, financially mature, and have their proper savings and investments so that, at the end of their ages, when they want to retire, they can retire whenever they want and they can enjoy life after that.
Mm.
Thank you
Good
so much,
job.
Garima, and have a good day. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye bye.